Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. Dee, a fwit-dee-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hi everyone, welcome to Mab Labs. This is where we make things, break things, and test the limits of what the hell am I playing with now? This is actually the very second Mab Labs that we've done, and I think the first one is part of our regular Thursday rotation. And I am very excited because as we are developing our summer programming with shows that are going to like stick out and figure out what we're going to do and keep out throughout the year. I do think our rotating Thursday schedule is working out pretty good. I think Mab Labs might be here to stay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I am excited and tickled purple to have the one and only little Louie from LittlEmpire making little things on the laser.
Yeah, that's me. I am little Louie. I'm actually named after, I'm tickled too. I am actually named after my grandfather who was Big Louie.
I love it.
And
That's
when I was
awesome.
little, he had a big Louie hat. I had a little Louie hat. He's literally in this house right now. I was sitting, 4 generations of us were sitting around today watching the O's
Aw.
game, watching that get started. Oh, exactly. What a joy that is.
Oh,
I
man.
know, right? So
That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
that is pretty fun. I also, for years, I did London Broil for many years. Now I'm LittlEmpire. I'm Louie Skaradek. This is my method of creating things that I'm going to stick with. I give them an L and a letter initial. Louie Skaradek, me. London Broil, LB. LittlEmpire, LE.
Oh, that's very cunning. And I mean, I'm all about the Mab, Mab. Everything's a
Yeah,
Mab.
yeah.
Mab,
You
Mab,
like to
Mab.
rhyme that Mab. Mab Lab, Mab Slab. Get a Mab
Mab
Dab,
Mercantile.
Mab Mobile Mark. You're an alliterative person.
I do love a little alliteration.
It's,
That's why I
it's
was all about the Louis Little Empire.
yeah,
With
yeah. It
these
looks
shirts.
good on you, alliteration. Good job.
Little alliteration.
You really roll those L's.
La 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 la
Yeah,
la
yeah.
la la. Oh man, I'm actually really glad that you're here, Louie, because when I think of lasers, I think of Louie. And I have to preemptively apologize to any of our viewers. I can't. I
Why?
have this hard time of not saying. I always say lasers. I don't know where this
Laser.
is coming from. It's one of those I made fun of it for so long.
Yeah.
Now it's
It's
like
the nerd thing. Yeah.
I
But
can't
mom, my
not say
lasers.
lasers.
No, you got.
They're freaking lasers. With lasers in them. Oh yes. So
Do you remember that great
lasers.
movie from the 80s called Real Genius when they had
Yes.
lasers in the sky that pop popcorn in that dude's house? Yeah.
Oh my god. The thing I loved about that movie was pretty much everything. But when
Yeah.
he took the dry ice and sliced it and then stuck it into the coffee machine,
How magical was that, right?
I was like, that was a game changer for my
So
life.
those guys were probably nerds who said lasers.
Oh,
I'm just
yes.
saying
That
that could have
one
been
guy.
where it started.
Oh yes. And the
Yeah.
Phoebe Cates, oh my gosh, she was so fantastic in that movie.
Was
It was
Val
very
Kilmer in
formative.
It was very
Oh
formative.
yes.
That's
Very
yeah.
formative.
I always thought that being a crazy guy who lives in a basement out of college was a life goal. I was like, that's a career path. So here we are. Here we are, Mab, both in our wonderful basements of scientific artificer madness.
And the crab Mab.
Crab Mab. That's
You guys
perfect
are
for
awesome.
Maryland. Yeah.
I am a Mab scientist. Oh man.
Oh my gosh. There you go. Yeah.
So tell me
Welcome,
what.
everybody.
Yeah.
Hey.
Tell me what you got going on with your laser projects. I know that you run the Little Empire. You are the emperor of Little Empire.
Yep, I do this with my brother. We both make different things. He does sculpted pieces.
Oh, what do you use to sculpt? What's the medium?
He
Is it
does
3D printed?
them in Sculpey originally, but then he
Oh.
makes a mold of each one and then hand pours them in polyurethane and then sands them and paints them.
So he's doing the resin casting.
Yes, he's doing resin casting. I'm doing laser cutting, which is the classics like dice towers.
Yeah, that is my favorite thing. I use mine every day. I use it.
I love it. It sounds so good too.
Yeah, I did find here's
What?
the thing.
No, please.
Is
Feedback
on that in conjunction with the D21 metal dice.
Yes.
If I'm doing an advantage or a disadvantage,
Yeah.
rolling my D21s, it is thunderous, yay,
Yeah.
and damaging.
It is damaging on the actual device, the metal dice. Well, I could double up the wood or maybe I don't. What about felt lining for metal dice? What about some felt lining?
Ooh.
I'll do it aftermarket for you.
You're going to trick my dice tower.
Yeah, I will pimp it out. Here's a little mimic guy.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
And this was a fun one where the original shape, there's a website where you can put in the dimensions of a box. All right.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
And then
I
it'll
love
pop
it.
out your SVG file. but it's very simple. So I was like a curved top, this or that. This hinge was not the hinge they had. I kind of had to figure out a different hinge because but so the basic shape of the box was I kind of got an SVG I could build off of, and then I made it a little guy. And then also I just made some that were just pure
straight up
boxes, straight up boxes.
So you can't tell the mimics from the non-mimics.
No, you can't. I engraved Maryland 2024. You can't. That's how it's supposed to go. You walk up to the mimic.
They make you bigger. Let me see this.
You walk up to the mimic. And that's my signature,
nice.
And that's a prototype. All my prototypes in the area, I put a little P on and sign them just because I have no idea if they'll sell or get lost or anything. But
see, I constantly am making prototypes. That's
constantly, right?
Yeah, constantly. And it's like, okay, well, in fact, I have a whole stack of prototypes.
Please let's see some of them. I want to see some of them.
So the first thing is that I've been working on is, so I wanted to make these spooky Halloween tiles.
Yes.
So it's a ceramic tile that you put titanium dioxide on it. And the trick is getting the titanium dioxide to stick. So I tried a couple of different things. This barely scratched. And so I ended up just pouring alcohol ink in there and then wiping it out.
Okay.
But I can't seem to figure out how to get the alcohol ink to stay.
And darken it as much as you want. And maybe just
and every
shaded
time I wipe
it.
Yeah, every time I wipe it, more alcohol ink comes out. I'm
Okay,
like,
all right.
Is this it? Am I done? Wipe alcohol ink.
Oh.
So then this is a different settings on the laser.
Yeah.
This came out way better. I was saving this tile for a D&D thing, but obviously.
Yeah, so is that it doesn't look as shiny as the other tile.
That's the difference. That's why I wanted to try this out.
And did you tell me about are we allowed to go in depth now, or do we do full?
Sure.
When you say you put that powder on, do you have to put a layer of glue or something? Like how does that powder stick?
That's how these were done, right? I mixed
Yeah.
The titanium dioxide. I have the formula that I literally copied it on the envelope. So this envelope had the formula that I had was 3 parts water, 1 part glue, 1 part titanium dioxide, or they call it TO2.
All right.
And then they recommended sticking a little drop of food coloring in there so that you could see the white on a white tile. And that's this, right? None of the glue ones worked. And tonight before the show, I did a different configuration where it was 2 parts water to 1 part titanium, 2 parts rubbing alcohol to 1 part titanium dioxide.
No glue.
And then I put it in a spray. So the glue was, I could brush it on.
I see.
And it'll stay.
Yeah.
And form a nice skin coat. And
that does sound gross, getting a skin coat on something.
I know.
But
I am very excited to show. So then I did a test grid with this new spray thing. So for folks who don't know, test grid.
There we go.
It's all about the test grid. And then
it is. It looks like you got some burns and some cuts, and you got that beautiful human heart.
It is gorgeous. And it's kind of hard to tell, but it is actually textured in a good way.
The tile.
The way that I want. No, the heart.
The heart.
Bonded the titanium dioxide. Let me see.
Is that what's happening? That laser is bonding the titanium dioxide in there? Oh, yeah. Look at this. Oh, this is the shot. Thank you. This is what was needed.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Arc it a little bit. Angle it a bit better. Oh, that is so sexy, bish.
No, that's great. Look at that. And that test grid I see over there. So okay. There's so many questions I have now.
Ask away, sir.
So that you are bonding the titanium with the glass in the ceramic or something?
I don't know what this magic process is. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
and-
just
and,
know
like,
you mix 2 parts in 1 part and magic happens.
but you can kind of see how it's matte. You look at
Yes.
the reflection on the heart,
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
and that's gorgeous. That is exactly what I wanted. So I
Oh,
do have a whole
dude.
series
Yeah.
of creepy Halloween images. Oh, Victoria.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dear.
Thank you, Johnny and Victoria. Exactly. We knew it would show up at some point. It's just engraved on ceramic.
Trying to see if I can get, but no, I wish you could like feel the texture. And then the other thing here, let me see if I can get this. I'm dealing with a whole new system of lighting tech.
Yeah.
for the
You're just going to have to
transmitter.
mail us all one now.
You see
Yeah.
the way it really just dug a hole in the tile there.
And so down in that corner along the bottom, you have the power. I'm seeing
Yeah,
that's
so
up
that's
to 100.
Power is up to 100, and that was 10 speed. So it was just
Going really
really,
slow.
yeah.
Yes. And so for people watching out there, that's how you control most laser cutters. There's power and speed. And you kind of balance those back and forth. You can see on that grid how they can give you different things from scoring to engraving to cutting. And that's how you do it. But right there, that's not going to cut through that ceramic, but it dug it pretty deep.
Yeah,
that's super
it's
slow.
insane how well it dug in there.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I mean, are you going to do? Yeah, that's amazing. That
So I'll be
titanium.
making,
Yeah.
I
I don't
have
know
a
how
whole,
that works.
and if people were up for it, I actually have a queued up what the next thing I'll be engraving on here is. But I can hold off on that because I have another thing I want to show you that I just
Yeah, let's build up to it. Let's build up to like you cutting something on the laser that's not your hand.
and just to touch base with what Johnny O said, I absolutely agree, and I want to have a conversation about that in just a hot second. But so this is
hot
the
second.
other thing. Wow, very hot. Keep my seconds hot. Wow. This is a thing that I am just now getting into. See if I can get a good shot of it.
Oh, yep. You can catch
Focus.
it in some of the light.
Focus. It's hard to see
It
it on
almost
camera.
looks like a Pokemon of some sort.
Yeah, it's absolutely not that.
Fair enough.
It is like a sigil,
Okay.
and it is engraved on this little stainless steel tag that you can use as a keychain. Oh man.
And I know it's just not catching the light. Maybe if you had there it is. That's closest. That was closest. Is there another? You have a flashlight around?
Okay.
You have a lot going on. Oh, damn. Now we're up in the big screen. Take my turn at
What do you think? There it is.
zap. There it
Yeah.
is.
Okay. There it is. So I'm still working
That's
on
fun.
the laser engraving settings for stainless steel. Yes. Who is it? Me and Nina Lee, who was helping us out with marketing. She is super. She and I got our lasers at the same time when we were headed down to the New Orleans.
I remember you were like, my laser
destination
came and I couldn't do anything with it.
It arrived the day I was flying out. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
I love it.
So that happened. Yeah, so that's the stuff that I've been working on with lasers.
I love it. Are you using the same powder technique or is it a different powder completely compared to the powder you use for ceramic?
There's no powder for stainless steel that I'm aware of.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if my Glowforge is supposed to do or does stainless steel. I'm unsure.
You see, there's different kinds of lasers too. You have a CO2 laser, and I have a diode.
Yes. And then the third in that junction is the fiber laser, which is super crazy.
Yeah, I was looking at a fiber laser recently.
Yeah.
because I do want to get more into these little tokens. Like I want to make coins, you know. And I
Coins.
talked to Paul.
Oh, look
Yeah,
that! Look, there it is. We can see that sigil so hard right now.
Right, and it's like in person, I can totally see it.
Yeah.
But I was talking
Cameras
to
won't
Paul about, making tokens for Patreons on the channel that are, let's say, advantage, disadvantage, or that crit, whatever, and have it be a double-sided coin.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
right.
I want to get into that more, and I think the trick goes figuring out how to get really bold settings, and I've worked on another project that I'm not at liberty to share. That is
just look at it and describe it, but don't show it. I think that's the way you do it. That's an NDA.
Part of it.
Oh my gosh!
And you can see how dark that is, but that was. Like,
and is that the same coin, the same exact blank as the other one?
Steel,
okay.
And it's just here's the other thing. This is a vector because I built this design with a vector. That other coin was all bitmap.
Yeah, so that's a different.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
That is so. Usually, if it's a vector and that means it's lines. I always think of construction paper pieces cut out or lines as if it's a CAD drawing. Vector is lines. Bitmap is an image made up of dots and it's full. So those lines, you can't make them thicker. Like they're just the width of whatever your score line is, unless you possibly slow things down or defocus the laser a little bit so it becomes wider or something. Set the focus is different. The laser beam comes down and hits in a point and then beams back out. It kind of comes down. So normally the laser you want focused in the middle of your wood where that point is. So that's coming down. So if you defocus that laser beam or bring up the focus higher or lower, you'll hit that cone of the laser beam a little different and it'll be a wider score. The score will be wider, a WIDER. But normally what I would do was something like, if you have just score lines and you want them wider, I will go into my Illustrator or program.
I'll in Illustrator. I can edit it there.
I'll add a stroke, then outline that stroke, and then use that file that's made as a bitmap or an engrave file instead of a score file. Like in Glowforge, it has three main things: engrave, score, and cut.
Same
sort of thing.
Same with the diode.
And those are, again, everybody who's watching, those don't do anything except for give you base handles to grab onto of speed and power. So the cut is a slow speed and a high power. Engrave is in the middle, and a score is a faster speed and lower power. So that's all it's doing, those settings in a way. They're just giving you those kind of big handles and you can tweak it from there. Because in mine, I can see the numbers on the side of like, this is a 700 speed and a 30 power. And then I'm like, I need it to be a little darker, my score a little darker. So I make the power a little more or something. So I'm wondering if a little playing around in there or turning that into a bitmap more with thicker lines would be the way to go.
I'm wondering if maybe turning it into a bitmap, because the other coin that I engraved was all bitmap. It was one graphic.
Yeah. It feels like it.
I think I would do maybe an inverse and make it the black and then have the thicker lines as the white. Yeah. And the cool thing,
you have all the skills to do that. I've seen your stuff. You have all those skills.
I do graphics, and that was kind of like my gateway into some of this. And I'll kind of hide some of the other half of this coin here. But you can see here, and this is
badass. My goodness. Look at that. Yeah.
You get the different colors. So you can see that this was all one graphic that had different colors.
Yes.
And temperatures on the laser. So what it would do and it was all one bitmap. And I didn't say this section do this section do this. It just automatically knew when it was going whap, whap, technical term. Already he knew that it was like okay, make it really hot here, make it a lot lighter, make
Yes,
it very hot
yes,
here.
yes.
And,
My body was moving in and out like the speed and power of that laser. And I think it's more the power. Sometimes I can watch my laser tube when it's going, and I will see it
ooh,
being more powerful or less powerful as it's cutting. Like the laser will be brighter or dimmer, and I'm like, oh, that's fun. I could see you, little
did you
guy.
say
I can.
laser tube?
Yeah. So the CO2 was in a tube.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's how the laser is made here. Yeah, it's like in a there's a chemical. I forget what chemical it's using here. I guess CO2.
Carbon?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah,
CO2.
yeah.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon
my guess.
dioxide. That's. I mean that. I guess if you want to be technical, Mab. What? Hey, why don't you burn a coin about it?
I will.
Yeah, I really
will.
like your idea of circling that sigil, inversing it, thickening up those lines, making it a bitmap, and seeing how that pops out. Because I think it's really going to shine. It will take forever because that's so much more engraving and time and distance and all those sorts of things. Whereas the score is just like draw this line, draw this line, draw this line. The engrave goes over the whole length of the whole coin and does this and moves down and slower, and you can. And again, yeah. It just there's just that difference in time. Instead of going zip, 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 it's like here we go, here we go,
here we go.
And I will fake some engrave marks on with scoring by putting scores really close together, just to avoid
that's what engraving is, isn't it?
Yes, but it'll just be faked a little bit because it's still using the score settings of going fast and lining. But instead of going back and forth engraving, it just seems to go faster. Like, and then I have a dice jail that I was making that I had a couple bitmaps in the design. And I was like, I hate waiting for that to go. So I just nixed them and put in score marks and little designs instead. Like, just deciding on if I want to take longer or shorter to cut something, or if there's little things like that I've done along the way.
Huh.
Effing with the process, as they say.
Right. And I'm very fascinated because like I'm looking at the settings and I have lines per inch.
Yes.
So that's it. But like what you were saying before with that they're all basically the same lines, cut, score.
Yes.
Isn't engrave basically a score with multiple lines per inch?
Yes. The engrave is different because at the beginning of the engrave cycle, it's like you're going to start here and you're going to just do this and do this and do this and do this. But you are still, as that's going back and forth like that, you're adjusting the speed it's going and the power depth it's going to. So those still are the variables that are happening. But also the score is special because it starts at a point and ends at a point. Whereas, the engrave is special because it has this little box it's going to do and go back and forth. Whereas the score can be like, I'm going to draw a circle. Now I'm going to come over here and draw a line and draw a line. And it's not doing this and drawing the top of a circle and the next part of a circle and the next part of a circle. It's just going, I drew a circle.
Right.
So those are, they're just but again, it's all speed and power determine how thick that is and how in depth
I like it. I love it.
They're beautiful things. Like I did graphic design before this, getting into lasers and stuff.
Yeah,
Adobe Illustrator, I loved. I hung out with Illustrator.
I love Illustrator.
Yeah.
Bitch.
So when
the power
of Illustrator. I just installed, I gave my 13-year-old nephew my login credentials for my full Adobe suite. So he is I was excited that he was excited about that. You're allowed to have 2 per your Adobe suite. You can have 2 machines running.
Oh, wow.
So I have mine. I have 2 computers with it and him. So sometimes I have a feeling I'll be like, nephew, pop off that machine. I got work to do. Or he'll be like, Uncle Louie, please. But that's what it is.
I got to draw some graphics. I've got to make a scalable logo.
Yeah, exactly. Please, nephew. And I got to do it on 2 computers at once. I don't think that'll ever come up, but So you can't really share a lot of things. It's supposed to be just for me on 2 computers. So Adobe, if you're out there, I'm sorry. But you also know me. I pirated you for the first 20 years of your existence. So
True.
Yeah.
We shall, and they got good on that, man.
Pirating all those?
Well, for years, from like whatever Photoshop 3, 5
Yes.
to now. Oh man, I don't even remember when they stopped. I do want to see Deadpool, Carrot Apple. No spoilers. We're not going to speak on it, but I agree.
Yeah.
We'll absolutely go see this movie.
After our stream on Tuesday, I was looking up like, are there any showings at 11 o'clock at night after our stream? I was like, man, I'm already up and going, and I was like, no. It was close.
I thought about today when I was running errands. I was like, I'm done at noon. I wonder if I can hit some matinee before the study night. No, I was like, I had stuff I had to do.
No, but it's fun to have that pop up a little bit. All right, so what else do you have going on? Tell me about
I want to show you real quick.
Yeah, please.
So after the settings, I want to show you the difference between Xtool and Glowforge, right?
Yeah,
Glowforge has those kick-ass camera situations. And we don't have that in Xtool.
No. All right.
So with Xtool, you just kind of move this bish around. And then, so I've got, and let me see if I can share my program screen.
This is fun. I'm already enjoying your lasers before the lasering.
Yay.
I don't get bonus lasers like that.
So let's see. I think I can pop it back into the stage there. So this is these are some of the things that you can see that I was going to engrave and that I am engraving. So and I'm going to have to stop watching the stream so that I can look at what I'm doing. So this is the thing I'm going to be engraving, and you can see that this is a small, similarly shaped. I've already did the spray of the texture stuff in there. So the first thing I do is I say, this is the thing that I want to engrave. These are all the other little pieces. And I move it to output, right? So now this is a bitmap, right? And then I'm going to do the manual settings, and then I grab my little thing here, and I go, what was it last time? It was, the power was 50, and the speed that I went with was 300, because I like, yep, that's right. One pass, bitmap style. So I'm not entirely sure what all these different things are. I did look them up, and everyone likes Jarvis the best. I like
because
Jarvis
of Jarvis. It's just how the dots and how the how it's arrayed and like how the dots are spread out and how the pointillism is pointing at that point, like different patterns of diffusion and how it might, like, is 50% gray look like 3 dots or is it 7 dots, depending on how those are all the different little patterns.
Gotcha.
This is beautiful. Okay.
Bidirectional or unidirectional. And I like, I think last time I went with 200 lines per inch because I'm used to 300 DPI, so
print media, baby.
Yeah, so I compromised. God, that art looks really freaking good. I'm gonna have to do a whole tile on just, and then so that's the settings there. Yes. Wake up, and then the next step is, I don't know how Glowforge does it, but I click this little auto measure button and it goes pop.
Oh,
pop.
I see it. I see it touching it now.
It does my focus automatically.
That was super okay. And now the program was like, hey, I got something going here.
Yep. And so since we don't have a camera for me to get it placed right, I manually, so these are the different shapes.
Yes.
Right? Like if I wanted to do a circle, and that's how I do the medallions.
Yep, makes sense.
The polygon when I did the dodecahedron or whatever. It's just, this one's square. So then I know that I only need to hit doop doop on 2 points, and because we know how squares work, you can see the little crosshairs.
Okay, I see you doing it. And is there a button on top you're hitting or something?
Boop. I'm hitting the go button, and you hear that little beep.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I go boop, 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 right? And then it goes beep. All right.
Oh my
And if
gosh.
I
Oh,
had
you
more
did
than
it.
one, I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
add another rectangle and another
Oh,
rectangle.
wow. Okay, this is great. Oh, this is fun to see.
So then I say I'm done marking, or I could add another point, right? So then I'm done. So you can say, oh, it's so close. So this is the little guy I want to engrave.
Okay, is that like your bed? That whole area is your bed?
This big area here,
Yeah, yeah.
theoretically, although, and
Theoretically.
you can see this little red cross thing
Yeah.
there, right?
Oh, oh,
Now it's
oh,
moving.
oh, oh, yes,
That's
yes.
that's the laser
Yeah,
point, and that is
yes,
as far as it'll go up.
yes.
That's as far as it'll go over. Over out
Glowforge,
of the bed.
the same thing. The physical bed that's in the machine, what I can cut is actually different and a little smaller than what my physical bed is sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So let's
just
zoom in.
but I get it now. Look at it. It's using all that data it's collecting as you're moving that arm around. It knows where it is. It's marking, it's
Yep.
lasering. And so those 2 points you put are in essence on that bed right there on that piece. This makes so much sense. This is so fun to see.
Right. And you know what? I might have some fun here and
Oh, yeah.
stretch this guy out and so that it better fits this tile. What? You're so tall, my two-headed conjoined twin skeleton.
Oh
You're
my
so
goodness.
tall.
Have you named those
And
twins yet?
not yet.
All right.
The
They'll get
last time
names
I
someday.
tried to make the engrave on that was one of the earlier samples, and you can see how well that worked.
Wow. Okay. And what do you think didn't work on that one?
I have no idea. I had the settings probably way off.
Hey,
Anyways,
yes.
and I'm gonna close the lid here. Boop, 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 boop.
Thanks for letting my
And then,
ADHD spastic brain just bounce all over the place with questions and interrupting. You're really
I don't
soldiering
mind.
through.
And then, so the next thing is process. I really enjoy walking through this.
Great. I love it. I love it.
I'm making like I'm an expert, but really, I'm only at this for like just a handful of months. So
Dang,
now,
girl.
dang girl. So you can see this is showing me like if I have a bunch of things on the deck,
Yeah.
and I only want to engrave one of them, which this little preview here has alerted me to the fact that I didn't ignore some things. So then I like to click this little framing button.
Okay.
And I'm going to actually sneak back into the screen here. I want to see if you can see it here.
Down on the little.
Yeah, down on the little one there.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess.
The maker cam. Oh, there we go.
So this is called framing, and I push the little button, and I like to lay my eyes on it just to verify that it is engraving in the area that I want it to engrave. And
Yep.
it just
So yeah, I did it. It went around. I mean, it was close to the edge there. Are you going that close to the edge?
Right. That's
a
good point. And I can always go back.
Wow.
No, it's not. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Well, this is my first time seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm just worried. I'm just grandmothering.
It's very valid because my biggest fear is accidentally engraving or cutting the magnetic clamps.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear.
Yes. Yes. I have run a laser through a magnet before, and I was like, oh crap.
Oh.
Yeah.
And usually it tells me how long it'll take, but then I just push the go button on the thing. And we're going.
There it goes. Oh my gosh, there it goes. Oh, what a joy. And this is a tile you have pre-prepared with that.
Yeah, I prepared it before the show.
Okay,
so I'll make
great.
that smaller. And just to kind of give you guys a heads up, apologies for the ambient noise. This is a working workshop. I'm trying to be quiet. Oh, look at that. We're going to go. If I can get a better angle in there.
And honestly, the volume isn't too crazy.
Okay.
We can hardly hear it. Whatever noise canceling or magic you have is working. Yeah, look at that. Oh, look at your twinsies are being born right now.
I know. Oops, hit the wrong button there. Let me make her big. Making them big. Making them big. And big in. Look at that.
This is
Yeah,
cool.
well,
The
this is
tile thing. Yeah, that's nice.
yeah, and this will be the first. Still technically a prototype because it's not production, right? But this is the first of my Halloween tile series that I'll be. Oh, excellent! Thank you, Fancy Palette. So now we can talk more about Louie. Hey, Louie, tell me more about your streaming, your shows, because everybody loves your live stream. I included. Love your live stream.
I have really been enjoying it. And I've just made myself. I was trying to do it 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I found that was too much. So I'm doing it Tuesday and Thursday, 3 hours for each stream, which is about a good
Tuesdays and
zone for
Thursdays?
me.
Is that what it is?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, noon to 3. I don't know what times to do things, but I figure I just wanted to be hanging out with people when they're at work or going to lunch or at work for a little while around lunchtime from here to the Pacific Coast. And so I'm kind of just hanging out through a little bit of that, doing very similar to the magic you got going right here. Like I feel like at home. I was just in here earlier today. I have some cameras on the lasers. I have cameras of the shop. I have my MacBook that I can spin over here so I can throw the screen. I can work on Illustrator over there and I screencast it to this other computer. So I have all the devices set up. I've tried to build it over the last couple of years, like get the equipment and get everything going. I'm just tangenting, but I was trying to stream a while in the past where the computer just wasn't keeping up with what I wanted to be able to do. And I was like, well, I guess I got to throw just enough money at it. I didn't go overboard and I didn't like spend tons, but I spent enough to buy this and that over the course of a couple years to get all the stuff together. Yeah.
Yeah, you were telling me about like a stream deck. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
I know that you have your own Discord. If you ever pop into the Nat 21 Discord, look at that son of a biscuit. That is amazing. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's fun because I use Streamlabs OBS. I can jump between scenes. I can turn cameras on and off. I have the scenes going down the side and what's on those scenes. I can make images pop up. And then I have another little deck with knobs where I can adjust my volumes or music volumes. So this really helped me. In the beginning, I just had this little kludgy one somebody hacked together for me because I knew about these, but it does help. I went overboard. I went crazy.
Like shameful or
these prices on these?
I'm going to see a return on my investment.
Well,
because I was super crazy with the laser and I regret nothing.
Yeah, no, that's how I was. Both of these were a little pricey, but I bought them over time and I regret nothing. They have paid for themselves for sure. The stream has not made any money or paid for itself because I don't really ask for any money and I'm not have any affiliate. Like I'm not there yet. Like I don't even want to play that yet. I just want people to go to my website eventually and maybe tip me every once in a while on YouTube, but I'm not there yet. I feel like I still need to do 20 more streams before I'm offering the content that I want to put out there that I'm like, come on, throw a couple bucks my way.
The consensus right now is you do good content. Your mic situation is fantastic and kind of inspiring me. The problem with my mic situation is I don't work at a desk. Like if I was to do this, you could see like I've got a station over there, over there, a station here, a station in another room, and it's like I'm everywhere.
Yeah. And so we're just talking about this stuff because I know you want to grow your thing too. Like you want to grow in the same sort of vein. We're in a similar thing. So hopefully we'll be leapfrogging with each other, kind of building up and like learning from each other over the next few months and growing these things. One thing I found was at first I wanted my mic. I've used this microphone before in the headphones for like gaming and stuff.
In your headset?
In the headset. But when this is being used for audio and also transmitting audio, it gets funky. Like, So using this mic and using this as my monitor headphones, it was like the volume cut in half. It got fuzzy because it was using the bandwidth for both and everything.
Right.
So that's when I dug this old Radio Shack Shure microphone out of like
3 of them.
What I had to get to make this happen was this little guy, which lets me plug an XLR into a thing and turn it back on, and I can adjust my volume a little bit or my input.
This is a thing that exists. I can use, because I mean, I was on the road touring for years.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah.
And so I have Uke mics, I have Shure 55s, I have whatever the
that's what this
mics.
is. Yeah, so this is a cardioid microphone. So that way I kind of face it. If I come over here on the side, it's not as on. But if I'm in the front, it's a little more right on. So that's why it's up here. I have another mic I use like for the other stream, and this is a dynamic microphone. And this picks up sound from almost everywhere.
Yeah.
And I can set this on my desk and talk into it, and I don't have that in my face.
That is an amazing mic. And the reason that I think that mic sounds so good is because it doesn't have it's not picking up this business here, and it's not picking up all the other business everywhere else.
Yes, and this was made for stand-up comedy and music singing. So there's something about having your voice right in there. This is the distance and everything.
Yep.
It's a little bit in my face. It's taken a little getting used to, and once in a while it's not grounded, and I get a shock from it. So,
I have been at venues, and I started bringing my own gear.
Yeah.
I have the Shure 55, which they call the Elvis mic.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a beauty.
And that thing I could have literally hammered nails with it. It is a sturdy son of a bitch. Yeah, and I have the Yeti mic too, right? Fantasy Palette. The Yeti mic is what I use for the live stream, because it can go, omni four different settings on that. I didn't expect this to turn into like the tech side of things, but I love talking about this. This is awesome.
Yeah, and I'm just like I said, we're leapfrogging, so I'm only a little bit ahead of you because we've both been doing things. So I've just researched and made a couple more moves.
Right.
That I'm like, I'll show you these things, and in a couple months you'll show me some things. And
absolutely for guidance. So, I mean, I guess that could be my next question. Now, Louie, we're a young little Napster. Now, what would you recommend I give a shot to? Huh?
Oh, wait, say that again?
I'm not doing the voice.
No, come on.
All right, I'll do the voice. Hey, Louie, for a young Nab just starting out, what do you recommend I try? Do next.
Oh, like making wise or streaming wise? Whatever.
Yes and yes.
Yeah. What's gonna bring people over to the streams? What's gonna make them stick around? What's gonna hold them for a little while? I'm trying. These are the questions I'm asking myself.
I'm telling you now.
All right. Well, then you have to do it in a pool, like Amaranth or whoever that was.
I really would.
Yeah, me too.
I really would. If I could.
Me too.
I did. We did one show in the pool, and it was so awkward and uncomfortable.
And it was not grounded. 3 people died that day.
No, I had everything worked out.
Yeah.
It was nothing was plugged in. Everything was battery powered and
perfect.
Would blow out before any electrocution would happen. Oh yeah.
I would. Okay, so if as far as streaming world, like the stream, if you are bouncing around between multiple cameras, I have bought like a medium level front camera, like a good medium level. It wasn't $1,000. It wasn't $500, but it was somewhere getting close to. It was the Elgato face cam. So a few $100s for my main camera. And then
is it
my
a clip on, or is it like a standalone?
It is actually, I screwed it into the wall on its own mount. So it's sitting above even the desk. So if I shake the desk, it's not shaking. Like you can see the mic shaking because this is clipped to the desk, but the camera doesn't. So I have it screwed into the wall on a little mount. And those little things, those are where it starts to add up. And that's where I pieced it together. And every once in a while, I'll save up and be like, now I'm going to go spend $600 and buy the mic arms and the XLR input and the camera mount and the things. And then I'll kind of do it in phases like that. I have found just in general over time in using sound equipment and using equipment, saving up and buying the thing that is good is better sometimes than getting 3 things that aren't good in the end. So it just really matters. I know it's hard sometimes though, because you're like, oh, all right.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then I have a
actually coming
couple
on the
smaller
tail end
things.
of. I had to the laptop that we're currently doing it on. This may be my last broadcast on this laptop.
Oh yeah.
This guy is pre-pandemic
Yeah.
by a few years.
Yes.
So in laptop terms, it's a senior citizen, and it does great for so many things. But even tonight, while I was trying to stream and call up the XCS, the laser tool connection, and get everything to talk to, it was like, I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah.
And when I was trying to cut that 50 coin commission, I was like, it shut everything down twice, and I was like, smash! Gah!
Can
No!
you? I
I did upgrade my laptop, so I'm just waiting to set it up.
but now you have that upgraded laptop sitting around that you're just going to connect soon and get it all set up. Yes, that's the way to do it. I bought a Chromebook for like $60, and that just runs my lasers. It only runs the lasers.
Lasers run on Chromebook?
Yeah, but my lasers are different. They work off the cloud. So the Chromebook there is just to have the web interface, but you might be able to run lasers off a Chromebook. It's like a Linux system, but it's very simple. I don't know if the app you use, and that way my computer never has to be worried about doing all the crunchy and the laser stuff. And that's why I did it, because just like you, that's that leapfrog thing. Like I was running my lasers and my design and my streaming off of my Mac laptop, and it still smells like it's burning after all this time. Yeah. It's just the way it goes. Yes, in Fantasy Palette, I see you're saying
you mentioned that. My laptop totally smelled like it was burning last week. Oh my god.
Yeah, it has that magic smell. But so it's getting there. But those I started to separate some of the duties of the stream onto different computers. Like the computer I stream on now is different than the computer I run the lasers on, different than it's folded, but different than the computer I design on. So I'm trying to separate those parts. I've had that MacBook. It's a 2015 MacBook Pro. It's rocking and rolling. Now you could get them for hundreds of dollars and not thousands of dollars anymore. And then the PC I have here is like a Dell refurbished PC. That was all right, but it was just enough. It was like a high-end business PC. I didn't go for a gaming PC or anything. I was like, if I go high-end business, maybe that'll be enough to make this happen. And so far, all those choices have been good. But separating those things out is one of the steps that helped me while streaming. But just working, that Mac was just rocking it all day long for just working.
Well, this was not able to handle all day long. This is like, no.
I see your twins' heads poking out there.
Aren't they adorable?
They are adorable.
We're just tapping on the little tail end of the feet there, not tail.
Oh my goodness.
I've got some really awesome pieces that I can't wait to engrave, like a Fiji mermaid. There is the Jenny Havener, which is one of my favorite sideshow. Artifact Dynamic.
Done.
While you waited.
Oh, isn't that so cool, everybody? Like you can literally buy this one on Mab store tonight.
Yeah. I'm called Fly. Actually, I think I should be running a banner, shouldn't I?
Yeah, run that banner.
Ow.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay. And I haven't rinsed this off yet. I've got a little machine thing here, camera.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I love that little guy. Wow, that's so fun, Halloweeny magic.
Yeah.
I could picture little black easels holding them up or something, like little black easel stands.
So I was exploring some framing ideas a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. What you
So
got?
did you do anything other than um, uh, laser cutting crafts? Do you do anything like uh, sculpting crafts? Not like that doesn't resin. No, resin.
No, my brother does mostly of the pouring and the resin stuff. I've done sculpting and I'm good with woodworking tools, like from making shelves and making things like, but yeah, framing would be something that kind of goes with it all. But I used to do more sculpting. My brother and I both did a lot of sculpting and craft building of like cardboard play sets and with traps and doors and all those sorts of things and things for figures. We grew up kind of crafting in that sort of ways. So from sticks to glue to thread, wire, string. I have done some crafting of eggs. Hold on.
Oh, what do you mean crafting of eggs? What do you mean crafting of eggs? What?
Have you've This is some of the crafting.
I know. Oh my gosh.
So it's a little dragon born in there with a little.
Oh my gosh.
So
that is amazing.
So those are the sort of egg crafting.
Wow. Holy crap, Louie. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. I want to show you this other thing that I made. Hold on. Doop, boop, boop, doop, boop. So there's other like the wood-based projects that are not that I use. Oh my gosh. Look at that cat. Is that a cat?
I know.
Oh,
okay, let me see that.
so
yeah. Go big. Go big. We want to see.
So I made I don't know if you've seen these before. They're called crankies. Are you familiar with crankies?
No, make them big. Make them big. Hold on. Go back.
There
No.
we go. There we go. Hold on. Let me move this big old box out of the way and move myself down so that I can.
Crankies? No, I don't know crankies.
So crankies, and I've talked to the channel about these a lot. It's an old timey. This is a problem with chairs with wheels, as you can sit down. It's an old time storytelling box, and I love them.
Okay.
And let me see, maybe if I do this guy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'll make this one bigger.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
All right, so this is an old storytelling box.
Oh,
Got
I
these
see
little
how it's
frames.
laser cut. And oh my gosh, this is great.
And you turn the little scrolls.
Crankies.
It's a very traditional art form. And
This is fun.
a long time- so I spent a long time designing the perfect way. So the back comes out.
Yeah.
And you can change scrolls.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, great. Oh, so smart. Like a player piano, putting in different notes or something, different thing. Yeah.
Happy ones, cranky ones, pissy ones. I have a
Depending
whole box
on your
of,
mood.
Yep,
Wait, so
and
you
then-
have a handful of these made?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
and
is
I
fun.
sell them, and I haven't put them up on my website yet because
ADHD.
maybe.
I mean, that's why every night I'm sitting here working in the shop and I'm streaming and I'm like, man, I'm getting 6 things up on the website tomorrow. And then it's like 3 weeks later, I'm like, oh, look at that. That's.
So this
Is
one
that
I
a
glued
special
paper.
MDF? Yeah. Okay. You glued paper.
Yeah, I
to it.
glued paper to the small thin wood, and you can just glue them together, and they're really easy to assemble.
Did you glue that paper before you cut it?
Yes, I did.
Makes sense.
I tried gluing after, and that was a big
pain in the tuchus.
big mistake. So let's see here as I drop them all over the place. So
those are great. Those are super fun, and they fit. a certain crafty theme. I mean, we
Yes.
do a lot of Renaissance-y stuff, but there's something magical that it's so analog.
Well, it is 100% analog.
Like, can you
There
just
is
put memes in there and just scroll through memes as if you're
in
doom
fact,
scrolling?
some of the things that I have made,
I
some
see
of the
you.
little quote things.
Slide
came
over
from
just a little bit, but we can see you doing that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah, that's
some
cool.
of these, and they fit together pretty tight.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
but you do need glue forever,
Yeah, yeah. That's how I try to make most of mine too. Like fit, friction fit, but glue is what actually holds it together.
Yeah. And
Oh, I love the look of that. Great paper choice. It's like classic wallpaper.
exactly. Oh no, it's not
And we still see your heart, Mab. We see your heart there.
there. And then the back. So you can. I have them with the paper. I have them without the paper, and you can. Gosh darn it! Heck and darnation!
Yeah.
You can paint them up the way you want them
Yup.
to. There you go.
Okay, so you got to a certain point where obviously you're making a handful of these and doing them. You just need to get them.
Yeah, I've only sold
up
them
in
in
front of
person. I
people and
just need to get
stuff.
them on my website.
Yeah, all right.
In front of people.
But I could see them
But,
really selling on person. Make sure you put a video when you do that website so people can see you cranking that, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's another story
Oh my God. Yeah.
that I
Okay,
made
great.
on an unpanted one. So I made so many versions of this. It's not even like so many versions.
That's awesome. That's how it goes.
That like this is an early one, and the back wasn't one that I could pop off.
Okay.
Right? Because I didn't make these slotted. I didn't make these parts slotted.
Yeah.
So you can see
Yeah. Yep. All right.
They're not slotted on this one. And
Perfect.
then I was like, oh, okay. So, but then, you can buy the scrolls already made up.
Retirement. My retirement.
My retirement plan.
It's the decay of society.
So this is like a scroll that I made off of a meme. So it's funny that you mentioned that.
No, but that really works because it feels like scrolling. It feels like doom scrolling. It feels like that scrolling vibe. Ooh, look at that. A little bit of glitter magic.
So this is actually UV resin that I was trying to make a frame.
Okay.
Like have it be like a little picture window frame. And I haven't painted it or anything yet. But I just did not like the way it came out. It didn't get the details.
All right.
It was a little mold thing that I had, but it was not working so good. So anyway,
that's the process, right? All littered around this space too is things that are half done or like that was cool, that worked but it didn't do the thing. It worked, but it didn't work for the thing or the project, and it just sits around. But sometimes that'll show up and inspire you as you're looking for something else. You'll be staring at it and go,
and I
wait a
don't
minute,
want to throw it away.
No.
It's like everything, and like you were saying, you sell your prototypes, and so the versions of the cranky that I made that don't have the interchangeable back.
Yeah.
They're still available. If you want a one-time cranky thing.
Yeah. Just sign your prototypes and sell them as special features. And this only came about because I would sometimes put prototypes in the booth at the festival and people would be like, I want to buy that. I want to buy that. Like, no. And then one of my employees would go, all right, give me double what we're going to normally sell it for. And people are like, okay. And I'm like, oh, crap.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh.
So, I got the size on the template to make the things.
What about making TikTok videos or YouTube shorts where you just scroll through those and it's set to music?
Yep,
like people would watch those. They do exist. That does exist.
All right. See, Louie, you're brilliant. why you
That because that looks just like a. I mean, you pop it up. You see the hand crank it. It's almost as if you're scrolling, but you're doing it. It's set to music, and then I think people will get it, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I want to send one of those to my mom or my boyfriend." Or
right. And I was like, did I call them cranky crankies? Right? Thinking like that's the that's the kids, you know, like it's a cranky. It's so cranky.
Oh, I get it. Oh, because because this is also called a crank. I get it.
Yes, well, I didn't invent crankies. I want to be clear on that one.
Well, that's not how I'm going to remember this.
I like that.
Yeah.
But I do want to make them accessible to people everywhere, right? So like, oh, this is the thing. If I could brand it in such a way, we could open up crankies to a new generation of people. There's a whole cranky festival in Baltimore every year in January, I want to say. Phenomenal. And some of the most impressive crankies you have ever seen. And crankies historically are done to live music. It's a storytelling box.
Oh my
right?
goodness.
So they have a person on like a little concertina and another person turning the handle and telling the story. And like, here it was a really cold winter and I was in the house and I went out to the woods to chop some wood and I found a bear and the bear said, help me, I'm secretly a prince in disguise. And then the hunter came and killed the bear and gutted it open and there was his princess. I don't know. I just made that one up.
No, please, no, but chat, please document that one. That's going to be available. That whole story. Send it to your mother-in-law. She's going to love it.
Well, and the cool thing is, like, I built these, like, you can go this way or you can go this way.
All right. Yep.
Right. And the ones that you see a lot of times at these cranky festivals, they're all this way.
The horizontal. But the vertical feels like a phone.
It does, exactly. And I every now and then for my partner, I make a little birthday or Valentine's Day card.
Oh, it's very sweet.
And I stick it in there. And I leave it on the counter. And he gets up and he's got to like turn a little crank to see the cute little message.
Yep.
I think they make cute little love notes.
They do make cute little love notes. And you could just you could send a blank one with it so people can make their own love notes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or you could have a website where they can download different ones and print them out and do them up or something.
Oh, you can download and print them and cut them yourself.
So it comes with your base one, but then come onto our website. We have 10 other ones you can download, and that could be free or that could be a certain price. But it's that sort of I like the idea of giving away some things, or you buy something and go online and you get a little more if you come join us over here, sort of thing. It's just the value, yeah. We all like that, right, chat? Everybody likes that.
And as we all know, one of the hardest things as an artist is actually charging money for your work. For me,
I'm so much. My brother and I are so much in that zone to where I have now just told my managers to be like, you kind of tell us when this price needs to go up because I will never increase it.
It's like, I'm like, how much should I? She's like, $50. I was like, girl,
I'm like, nobody's gonna buy that. Yeah.
Well, speaking of crankies, over here,
ooh,
this is my box of bigger crankies.
Oh my goodness.
They're bigger ones in here.
As
well as
the cranktress is in the house. Look at all those.
Well, this is the I was trying foam clay to make like features on top of it, but
yeah.
Oh my god, you could do that. Hold it up to the.
Yeah.
It's a bigger one, but
and that's all cut with your. Is that all cut with your diode laser there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great. So you've been. I mean, since you got that laser, which was you have been on it. You've been joyfully making.
Joyfully.
Great.
That's an
Joyfully.
excellent perspective on that.
Yeah. Great. Oh my
All
gosh,
right.
I love it.
All right, we're gonna do a polygon now.
Please
Okay.
hit us with that
'Cause I want to
polygon.
make this one little Nat 21 thing
Oh, yay.
for you guys before we leave. 1, 2. I mean, it doesn't even have to be like a perfectly
No, it just
perfect.
needs to be
Okay, 3,
somewhat good.
4. Come on, girl, get. Meh. And then I think this will be the last one. Boop.
Beep.
I'm gonna say end marking, and it closes the thing. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be all Nat 21. Oh, if I can get this computer thing working.
I like that we both have lasers, and we're way into lasers and tech, and we vectors and art, and we know that stuff. But both of us pulled out 2 crafty, nerdy, decorated art things to show each other too. Yes, no, well, but look at our nerd art as well. Like, what a joy. Oh yes, we both
actually, you bring up an interesting point. I was talking to another laser mentor, I guess you could say. She years ago, she was the person that I would go to if I needed something cut on a laser. And I was talking to her. She's like, "Well, everyone's doing lasers now," and I was like, "Well, you know, don't worry about that because." Like everybody makes something so wildly different than everybody else. I'm not interested in making the same thing you make, unless you are willing to pay me to be part of your production run. But I'm just here to make a thing that's in my head come into reality. And however I do that.
Yeah, and the laser is a great way to start to make that happen. Yes, it's so cool to make the design or have an idea, or like you get those tiles and then you're thinking the whole way home, or you order them and you're waiting, and then to have it in your hand. That's so cool. I love it.
I went out to the hardware store yesterday and I'm like holding up tiles and I'm like, what's the reflective quality? What's this made out of? How easily can I scratch that?
Yes.
You know, it's like the deal in any hardware store. Like, what are you making? Or what do you need to? I'm like, it is not for its intended purpose.
Yes. I'm getting crafty with it, my lord, in the orange overalls. And then they ask me politely to leave. You again, huh? I want to know when it's acceptable lasers. When is it acceptable to be wearing my actual wizard robes when I just go out grocery shopping? How old can I be? How old do I have to be to do that legally?
Are we gonna like literally say now?
Here we go. Look for me at your local Wegmans. Wizard of aisle 33.
I mean, we're adults now. Doesn't that mean we get to decide what that means?
You're right. I get to dress myself. Thank you. All right, you're loading up this Nat 21 image. It's on an octagonal. Yeah. It's being fussy. They're always fussy, right? No matter what you've done, these lasers, the machines, there's something about handcrafting where you like, not half my time, but there's a good amount of time when I am fighting the machines and fighting the setups and fighting the maintenance and fighting all this stuff that crafting the classic, making those eggs or making those boxes, even though you're cutting on the machine, when you're painting them and doing them, you don't run into that and you can just flow for hours. Compared to with a machine, sometimes I'm like, flow, stop, deal with all these half an hour of things that just don't work and then
Click,
get back in the
click.
flow. Yeah, it's a little weird.
Click,
Yeah, click,
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 okay.
click,
That's okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
click.
And you try to make it happen, but life is a mystery.
That's a great song.
It is a great song.
That is definitely one of the better
That
ones.
was Cher, 82.
That was not Cher. Louie, I'm slapping through this curtain. All right. That was a test. Come on.
Come on.
It's
Everybody
definitely an
knows my
element is
Donna.
placed out of the processing area. An element is not placed outside of the processing area.
See?
You
Click,
can
click,
get
click.
Bent. Oh, wait. What is happening? Well, I may not get this magic thing done tonight.
Okay, you want me to vamp for a moment as you click on those buttons and not have to look at this building, everybody. I did this building. This is pretty fun. The roof comes off. Whoa, you can live in there. I'm thinking about maybe I can make some furniture in there or something, little pieces. I have some of these.
So when you make these buildings, do you make little furniture pieces to go inside your little?
Not yet.
And...
No, this
you
is
do?
so. Not yet. No, not yet.
Oh.
I make little minis, but I don't make furniture yet. But I'm thinking about doing that. Like I would love this. You can also buy for just a few bucks more a mini of a character and an anvil and a little work stand and a little bit of furniture pieces. So, and then you go online and you can download an adventure that goes with it too. So that thing of like making it multi-dimensional or something. So, and then I could have like, so I have a candle shop. I have different booths. Those are some ideas.
Do you ever make those bookshelf little things?
Yeah, book nook, a little book nook magic. Nook. Yeah, I have so many of them. Hey, it just drew the thing. Did you watch it?
I know, I did.
Is that magnet strap in the way or something? Is it picking up on that or something?
No.
All right.
I just had to do the framing just to verify that it was going in the right place.
Yeah, I saw you looking at it intently.
And I pushed the button.
Oh, here we go.
Go, go, go. My little laser bow.
My little laser boy. Oh, my first children's book, My Little Laser Boy.
Man, I need to make another one of these. This heart looks so good.
That's heart is really good.
Wow. Yeah, I just picked up a bunch of really high quality scans of medical books. Not necessarily from the Motor Museum, but basically, I think this is an image that would be seen at the. Hey, here's another weird question for you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm being all ADHD too.
Yeah, let's do it. Show us.
When I was shopping for tiles, this is a piece of marble.
Oh.
You ever engrave on marble?
I don't know too much about marble.
I put the titanium dioxide on there, and it's another thing I'll be testing.
You're gonna. Oh, it's already painted with that, so we'll see. Great. Oh, that's exciting. Marble slabs. I mean, you could do. I mean, little haunted mansion gravestones. People love gravestones.
I mean, I where's that hurt? See how this engraved in here, like super deep?
Yeah.
I can make like a little, but it wouldn't be black. But I could do the thing where you fill it with paint and then wipe off the top.
Is that what you did on that one?
No, I did. Well, this one was alcohol ink. For some reason, someone said try alcohol ink.
Yeah.
And anytime I wipe it with more alcohol, it comes off. But that's not paint. Like,
it's different because
what kind of paint?
Yes. What's going to be porous wise? What's going to sink into that marble? What's going to soak up into there? Well, I guess ink makes sense because ink's thin enough to get into small pores, whereas paint is
dying.
It's
exactly.
Yes, that's how I would picture it. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing that marble. Like, did anybody say that's doable, or is this a complete Mab Lab?
No.
Mab.
It's a total like idea. I'm shopping. I'm gonna check it in the labs. Here's another question for you. Do you ever like go to the laser groups online, and are
Yeah.
they like super racist?
None of the ones I'm at are racist. I'm on
Really? I need the
Glowforge
links.
Beginners group
Oh, Glowforge,
and
yeah.
the friendliest Glowforge group on Facebook. Those are my two main
Oh,
ones.
that sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
it's a lot of crafty ladies making stuff for the weekend fairs. And I'll go in there and I'll chat. I'll like if people have questions, I'll try to answer some questions. I'll be like, "Hey, good works and stuff." Both are pretty good at kicking out. I don't. Are you in racist laser groups? Oh, Reddit. There's a
Really
couple
bad.
good.
Really
Oh,
bad.
really? Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Like
That-
they show pictures of the guns that they've lasered,
oh yeah. No,
the
I see some of
magazines,
those. Yeah, yeah.
and they say things like, I don't even want to read, but they say
Okay.
things that are really horrific.
Oh, that's
And I'm
horrible.
like, what? And so I don't know, you know, Stefan from the
Yeah.
Maryland Fair.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
Stefan. He's another laser. He got when I was shopping for my X tool.
Yes.
I love
yes.
him. He's like, well, I was also looking at lasers, and this is the one that I was looking at, and then he's like, I bought it. he's so he and I are in the same X tool laser group, and
Yes.
anytime oh, I can love him. Anytime somebody posts one of these, like, you know, Jesus was born in America kind of things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Not kidding. Not kidding. Literally. Anyways, he replies with like one of his Ouija board engraved things.
Oh, great.
Or
yeah.
like a parody of it. And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want these are the settings I used for this one.
So
And
yes,
like,
he likes
only
to
real
stir the
excuse.
pot just enough. That's beautiful. Yeah, he's got a
He's
great
the best.
attitude that way. And I've seen some Bad Wolf or Laser Wolf or Vice Wolf or
Laser Wolf. That's
Laser
his
Wolf.
shop.
Yeah.
Laser Wolf.
Yes. Great. Yeah, we there's a whole handful of us who are getting into these. I mean, they've just come to the where our skills and the prices and the functionality have finally met, where there's a group of us out here who are picking up on them and doing it. There's handfuls of us out there now. I know some of the hooligans cut their own pins. There's a couple other laser guys out there. Yeah. They were cutting pins for London Broil too for a little bit. Because London Broil was like, you want to cut the wooden pins? I was like, nah, I don't want to cut them. They were like, don't you want work? I'm like, I'm full. Like, I can't cut enough as it is. I don't, and not that I'm selling all that crazy. I mean, I have stock, but it sells and it moves. But taking on other people's work right now, it would. Here's the thing too. After hunks of years of doing what I want, it is very hard for me to take on custom work for other people or do things like my brain gets mad. You're like, Louie, why are you doing this? You have your own things to do. Like, I can't handle it. So I have just started to say no to all custom work and things like that, or projects. Somebody wanted me to do an animation project this summer. They're like, oh, you're not working right now with fairs and stuff. Maybe it could work out money. And I checked and I was like, nope. I will be so mad every day if I have to get up and walk downstairs and work on this animation instead of one of my pieces. I don't want to give you that mad, dude. I don't, like, you're a friend. I don't want to bring that on you. If I say yes to this, I'm going to be mad at you for no reason. And it's going to take me a month to figure it out. And that's what I figured out. I just get mad when I'm not doing what I want.
Mental note.
And again, I do custom work. I do plenty of things for people. I do custom work. I do pieces, but it's like taking on projects or doing things like, so when somebody came to me and was like, hey, do you want to cut 500 pins? I'm like, no, but I did cut coins when I was learning. I cut coins for Paulo, and I cut a bunch of coins for him, and that worked out great. Cute. But it was in a different phase that I'm in right now. Now that I'm kind of rolling, I'm like, I just want to keep rolling. Anyway, that's just an internal thing. I get mad at myself.
I absolutely understand. I mean, I am in that place for web development.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can barely keep up with the work that I got. Even though, like, I don't have, like, the regular 9 to 5 anymore, but, like, I still have like the 21, all those digital properties.
Yes. Oh my
I've
goodness.
actually
Yeah.
started to kind of like hand those off, as well as my own site, which is just like the cobbler's children have no shoes.
Yes. 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 Exactly. Exactly.
And so now I'm like, but there's two. You're making me think of two more questions. We
Oh.
really only had to fill an hour, but I am really enjoying this time with you.
We're doing great. And everybody who is just lurking right now and kind of is just, we're in the background, let this be a lesson to you. Friends are fun.
Being
All right.
friends with artists are fun. So
Yeah,
the two
it is.
questions.
Two
The
questions.
first one I had was it's gone now. The second one was where do you
That's how
sell
I
your
do.
stuff?
Oh, so
Is it online? Do you what's the
I have,
platform you use?
I use Squarespace.
Okay. I was
Yep.
looking at what my different online retail
Yep.
options are. And I was thinking about going to Shopify because
Yep.
I'm a Shopify developer and I know how
Yeah.
to do that. But you have to
Yes.
pay for it. I'm also a WordPress developer, and right now my WordPress site is glitchy, and I don't feel like troubleshooting it because I feel I want to be making stuff.
This is why I went with Squarespace in the end. I have an Etsy site too, but I just have let it go. So I just have it on pause right now. I was battling Shopify's and different sites, and I was always tweaking and stuff. And Squarespace makes me
Ooh,
choose a certain
really?
look, get it down, get done, put your product in there. I don't get to tweak all the headers how I want. I don't get to make this. I'm just I'm not lost in that craziness. And it's so I'm paying a few hundred a year for that.
Yeah, it's reasonable, but I mean,
It's
I look at it like,
reasonable,
okay, I can
but it's a
sell
little
one of these,
crazy.
two of these a month, and then that pays for the.
So yeah,
for the
so
month.
right now my sales online are not crazy. I'm not promoting, I'm not doing it as much. Like my sales online are a trickle, a couple a month. And my most sales happen at the Renaissance festivals. Maryland, Arizona, North Carolina.
In person.
In
You can't
person.
beat
That's
in
where
person.
most you can't beat in person. And even people ask like, "Oh, you got a website? You got a thing?" And I stopped printing business cards because I was like, I want to hand out 500 of these business cards. 2 people are going to show up because of these business cards. So I just have QR codes around the booth now because of that, and because I feel like those people never come to the website. They're like, "Oh, you got a website?" I'm like, "Yes, same prices. You just have to pay shipping, or if you use a discount code, I'll split shipping with you or something like that, like those sorts of things." But I want to increase website sales. So as I'm learning this, I'll pass on anything to you. But I'm thinking about hiring a Instagram people who will help advertise on Instagram and promote for me and stuff. Will I
Does
spend?
Squarespace connect automatically to all those other?
Yeah, Squarespace has integrations for Instagram. So my Instagrams I just pop up something on the screen super easy. All my Instagrams come through to Squarespace. And then Instagram can pop back to Squarespace pretty good. I'm sure you could probably even have a product on an Insta with the clicks directly through to your Squarespace. And Squarespace is pretty good. It takes I had to sign up with some back-end fee manager, like I forget what it's called, Cent or Smint or something like
Squarespace,
that.
the thing that does the square tile, like boop.
No, that's a totally different
I'm
same
a
name business.
biscuit.
That's just Square. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Squarespace and Square. They don't even, I mean, they integrate, but they don't, no, totally different companies.
They don't even know each other.
Yeah, it's
don't even like
a kind
that
of a
guy.
BS. Yeah, you stole my name. Okay, it's done. I'm excited.
I'm lifting the lid before it's even done. So this
Yeah.
guy,
Oh my gosh.
this guy, I
Oh.
brushed on the titanium. Like I did
Okay.
spray, and it was like really splotchy.
Yeah.
So I sprayed it, or I brushed it with a brush. So I have a feeling that is that you can see that it's like kind of rubbing up, and I'm not.
That's the burn that's rubbing up, kind of the char.
Well, let me do the. No, that was the.
Whoa, Jesus. God. Whoa, God.
Sorry,
Oh,
my bad.
I'm just worried about that beautiful laser. Laser. No, sweet laser boy. Oh, sweet laser.
There's this little tile wiper thing,
Oh,
and then I got
oh,
this tile wiper thing, and then
oh.
I'll move that out of the way. It's so cool. Look at all the stuff I made tonight.
I
So
know, this
many
is great.
things.
It's fun. And then you'll get I have a goal of oh yeah, rub that down. This is your ASMR channel. We just hear you rubbing on tile.
Can you hear it?
No, because I think you have your Maker Cam audio off, but let's save that for the next one, Mab. Let's lead them
So you
slowly
just
into
do
that. Look at that. That really cleaned
Or-
up though. Like the powder, you got that out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can see the streaks.
Yeah. But that gives it some character.
You've got character.
Lasers. So, did you buy this tile cut in a hexagon?
Yeah, it was part of a bathroom tile setup. You know? Boop, 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 boop.
I was thinking, what if you just did one tile and say somebody's moving into a new house and you did one tile for their kitchen and you just engrave that one tile for that, like, established, da da
Yep.
da da da. That's fun.
Or if you're making a backsplash.
Yeah, backsplash. That's what I'm talking now. Backsplash, baby. That's great. So who's going to win that tonight?
Hey, Sally. Whoever wants it. That's a good
Tallies
question.
up.
It's not great. And here's the other thing too. Tiles are
What?
not light.
No, no, they're not.
Light.
No. So imagine getting some custom order in a great way of like, we need 500 tiles for our wedding, Mab. You're like, oh my God.
You're going to have to come and pick them up.
Yeah. Not going to ship. No, you're shipping 500 tiles would be horrible. That looks good. You just did that tonight. Are you going to give the alcohol rub to your little twinsies? You don't have to.
Yes,
I'm not pressuring you.
It's going to be really messy. I was going to watch this bad boy in this
Okay, yeah.
thing.
That one looks so
like
good.
a little one, I can do a small wipe down, but yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
amazing.
let's not do a big wipe down. So you're gonna have that up on in your Halloween section of your store.
Yeah.
And you're using Shopify right now.
No, I'm not. I'm actually using Ko-Fi.
Okay.
And full disclosure, I'm actually using Mab's Mobile Mercantile online.
Okay.
On my website because you got me curious about what it would look like if I rubbed it out. But it needs to be washed. The what is it called? WooCommerce WordPress is being a little glitchy, so I keep putting things on there.
Yeah, and yes, I totally hear you. And this is some of these are the reasons why I went with paying for something that works out of the box, because I know myself, I would get lost in you're a developer. You know what it's like to go code things and make things work and trying to figure. There's a joy in that when something breaks on the computer. If you have a certain mindset, figuring out how to make it work again, there's a certain dopamine hit joy in that as well. But I didn't want to. I was like, that will take me away too much from just throwing something up and having it work every time. And on Etsy, I was there, but I just there's so much going on Etsy sometimes. There's so much there.
I'm so turned off on Etsy for so many reasons.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember what the other question was.
Oh yeah, this is perfect.
Statement. Yeah. So you were talking about doing commissions for other people.
Yeah.
And on my site, I like small projects. It inspires me to come up with new techniques and new development, new artwork, something. And it's like, again, the whole cobbler's children have no shoes. I will not always design for myself. But if you were like, hey, I've got this idea, I would love to see what this looks like in 3 dimensions of time and space. What can you make for this? Like, let me see what I can come up with.
You're saying I could throw something like that your way.
You probably could. In fact, I offer on my website.
Oh,
I'm
ships.
not even kidding. This is there. And I was doing this back when I had regular work, and I just wanted inspiration. I wanted to outsource my muses.
Yeah.
It was the Mabs Makers Grant,
Oh.
and if you would go, if you go to my site, you can kind of see what it is. It was I wanted to enable people to try out small runs of merch. And it was primarily for performers, other artists, people who, and I created this during the pandemic for people like Ansa and Paul. I'm like,
Great.
let me, and it wasn't, I didn't have the laser at the time. So it was like stickers, pre-cut stuff, sublimation, mugs, towels, pillows, whatever. And I can still do all of those things. So it's like a very well-rounded artist kind of thing. But that exists. Mabs Makers Grant.
Yeah,
I don't know if I
love
should be
that.
doing it now, but
Why? Why shouldn't you be doing it now?
I can't do it for free.
Oh, no. That's the hard thing. And there's the rub. Yes, yeah.
I was loving it, like
yes.
I said, hey, Asa. She's like, oh, I need some merch for
Yep.
I helped her design she did all the artwork. I came up with the concept and did the layout and prototyped it for her for the Yuletide Monsters Advent calendar.
Yeah, I know that. Yes, great.
So I was like, 2 layers.
Yeah, how do you grow that a little more? How do you, like, is there a niche of like game makers or something who are like, oh, I would love to have tokens and some things for this. I can pay somebody. I can't pay the $1,200 it's going to cost, but I can pay a couple hundred to have a prototype done. And that's where you come in or something. Because I know there's handfuls of game makers.
I don't have 3D printing. I don't do 3D printing, and I'm trying really hard not to get into 3D printing.
Yeah, we're just on the edge of it over here. My nephew has a 3D printer now. And here's what we were thinking. What if we could scan my brother's piece and then sell an STL file, 3D file of his hand sculpted piece? And what can I sell online the file for this dragon? Like what does that business model look like? And just again, tailing off of what are other ways we can use our creative minds? What are other things we can do business model wise? Like your Mab's creative space.
Thought on this is heavy. What is it? The labor up front or labor ongoing, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, do you do the heavy lift up front of doing the design work, doing all that stuff, and then putting this thing on for sale that's going to generate revenue in perpetuity without you doing another thing to lift a finger? Or are you, and that's like, stuff like blueprints, STL files, downloadables, videos, records, all of those things are heavy labor up front that will generate revenue in perpetuity.
Yes,
and the only thing you have to do is market it and sell it.
Yeah.
Then there's the product that you do, that you did the design up front, and then now you have to make it every time.
Yes. Now I have to spend all the weeks making it in between every weekend. Exactly. Yeah. It's an interesting situation to be in. I would like a little bit of both coming in, honestly. That would be my beautiful mark. How do I achieve that a little bit? Hey, we're achieving it right now, Mab.
I know. That's the blueprints that you sell for. I know, right?
Yeah. This is Mab Lab. Like I'm getting out of this is this is going to be good. Like, do I have to pay extra? Because I know I signed up for just the 1 hour Mab Lab.
I know.
But I mean, I'll pay extra, like time and a half for sure.
I love it. That's another thing and then that's a non-tangible product that you can sell is
Yeah.
consultations,
Right.
which is another thing that I wanted to offer to people who are in my area that don't have access to any of these tools.
Yes.
Like if you
Yes.
want to,
Yeah.
like, oh, I would like to learn more about laser cutting. I'm like, okay, well, come over. The time in my space, comes up with a certain price per hour.
Yes. Yes.
And you leave with however many material things that you wanted to make
Yep.
made in your pocket in return for the payment for the hour.
And that would I mean, I don't like it when somebody's hovering over my shoulder and I'm working on something. I've worked under deadlines like that before in most of the time, but in limited certain spaces, I love sitting down with somebody and working on one of their designs and bring it and be like, turn the monitor and be
Mm,
like this. And they're like, yeah, but can this? And like, okay. And I work on it. And then I love that
mm.
in limited hits. So like you're saying, I think it's almost going to like
But it
one of
wouldn't be
those
my
wine
design, it would be
paintings.
their design.
Exactly. Their
Yeah,
design,
yeah.
or they bring you the basic design and then you tweak the design and get it ready for the
Mhm.
laser or whatever. Like whatever that is, like there's something joyful about hanging out. And then they can just leave. They drink a half bottle of wine with you, and then they leave with like 5 off center
Right?
cut
I
tiles.
like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that a lot. Like,
Because people do
yeah,
that wine thing where they go do a painting in
yeah.
wine, but
So,
it's hang out.
here's a little fun backstory about me, Louie. I don't think you knew
Oh,
this, but
uh-oh.
I
Here
went
we
to
go.
college to paint sets.
Oh,
So I painted sets for touring companies, and I was a
yeah.
scenic artist. And
Ooh, yeah.
and I was actually teaching scene painting over at George Mason University as an adjunct professor to their theater students as they part
Yeah.
of their curriculum. And after 4+ years of doing that, the students started taking my jobs, not maliciously,
No.
but because it's like the cycle of life. They're like, well, if we can't get Mab, let's get someone Mab trained. And I'm like, okay, I get that. And I can't be mad because I'm like really happy for them because they're doing the thing. But like,
Yeah.
it wasn't one of my big nuts. It was one of the little bridge nuts that you take. The small little fairs, small little
Yes.
gigs. You take
Yes.
the
Yes.
bridge, and I was like, they're gone, they're gone. And so then another scenic artist came up to me and was like, you should get into faux finishing. And I was like, tell me more. And they're like, it is exactly what you do for the theater. Exactly what you do for the theater. Only literally 10 times the amount you get paid.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So I started my own business as a faux finisher, and I was doing faux finishing for years.
Yeah.
Plus, I have this teaching background.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I started to do this thing where, and I only did it for a short period of time, where you get 4 people together. We would each do 1 week in different house of each person, and it would be a small powder room typically. And we worked on a different finish. Some people wanted like a furniture piece, but we would work.
Okay.
Each one was a different finish, and all 4 of us, 5 including me, would go and work, and we'd all be taught how to do. At the end of this semester, they
Yeah.
learned 4 different finishes.
Wow.
They each got the work done on their place
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they did themselves and could be proud of.
Yep.
Strié, rag rolling,
I
faux
see. I
marble,
see.
faux
Yeah.
wood.
Oh, this is great.
And yeah, I can't do that anymore because it's like really hard on the body climbing up and down the ladders.
I
But
see.
that's like, I want to take this same kind of thing and bring it into the studio.
Yup. Yup. Yeah. I see it. It's right now it's a cloudy thing that needs that form, right? Like I see what you're saying. What are the defined things within that actually make it work, right? Yeah. All right. This is where your
Oh,
brain, right? Do you just sit around, you drink coffee? Yeah.
so much
You
coffee.
just sit around drinking coffee and think about that. Yeah. It'll
Yeah,
pop in
yeah.
there somehow. I don't, yeah, how I don't I remember there was a guy who had a Lego store nearby, and he was an industrial complex, and he just had kids come in and make Legos, and he had Lego classes going on all the time. Like a maker space. I wonder if you could get involved with a maker space where you could rent out or use the maker space for a certain time. So you're not doing it in your home, but it's almost like that wine class. Like, because there's some people who want to learn about lasers, and they're like, if I could just show my wife or show my husband that I could use it and make a little bit of money, they're down, but they don't want to go into this. Or even a kid might be like, hey, I want to learn this, and my parents want to get me one, but they want to make sure I would know and how to do it first. And you could offer that sort
and
of
not
thing.
blow up. And I'm scared of it. I'm scared of
Yes,
it. And I'm like, you don't need to be
exactly.
scared of it because
Yeah.
I was scared of it at first too. You know.
Oh yeah.
There is a maker space in my library, so there are public maker spaces.
Yes.
Only one of the ones in my whole county has a laser, and only one of them has a CNC machine too. But a lot of them, you send them the STL files. So what Sir David Percival does, seriously, I love this, and if I could do that, I would absolutely do this too. I don't want to get into 3D printing. No 3D printing. I said it.
No 3D printing. I want to do just a little 3D printing. I want to do 3D printing. I'm finding in some of the designs I want to make, I need joints or connectors underneath and within some things so I could put them at angles that aren't squared up. So if a 3D printing surface I could screw into or work, so I could just 3D print the joints and the holders and ways to hold my wood stuff into different angles and stuff. That's where my head right now is with 3D printing. I'm making more pieces. All right. So I want to make a D20 out of all wood panels, but the little thing that's holding the corner.
3D2U? Are you familiar with them? 3D2U?
No, I'll look this up. You
yeah,
send them a file and I get
3D2U is they're one of the sponsors at Nat 21 Adventures. They are.
Oh my gosh.
It's they I don't know if I have.
I see them right here.
They do the fair circuit.
Okay,
and, Amy is one of the. She's occasionally on our show. Amy Reeder.
Okay.
She plays Pampillion. She's fantastic. But yeah, they have a 3D printed, not 3D, laser cut D20.
Laser cut D20. Yes.
Yeah.
But how do they put the corners together? That's my question. How do you assemble a big?
I think it was little wood pegs that go like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. But so my idea is to make I want to make a 3D printed plastic piece that I just screw those 5 corners of the wood panel in or some. Anyway, that's where I'm thinking with 3D printer. Little things like that. I don't want to. Sally, great people. See? Sally. We're going to see Sally in New Orleans. Mab, are you going to New Orleans this year? New Orleans?
That's a big old question mark. I know that you're running a table, and I'm very excited.
Big old question mark. Big old question. Yeah, I think I am running a table. I should go book my room any minute. I should do that.
Oh, yeah, you should totally do that. I wish I could book my room now, but I got too many question marks in my life right now. So
Mab, I hear you. when we're offline, girl, we're gonna have some wine and we're gonna talk about. There's always question marks. It's a constant. Man, I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time.
Great time too, Louie. It was so awesome. Yes, they did. They made the mimic box that Sally and Sir David Percival had last year. It was really cute. They make a mimic box too. So, already booked it. Yeah, you guys booked it the first day it was available.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. Well done. Well done.
Show you another thing, Louie.
Yeah,
What's your brain going on this?
Get my brain going. Ooh, this is a stamp. This looks like a rubber stamp.
That I made.
Yeah, on that laser. Yeah.
Laser.
That's so good. Oh, yeah, I like that plexi back too.
I do not. I'm
No?
actually looking for better backs.
Okay, like
Yeah,
with a little handle or something?
like I can't cut plexi. You can cut
No,
plexi. I
no, yeah. Even that thick of plexi,
um,
I couldn't cut
mm,
unless it did multiple passes. Those are great. Have you stamped things with those?
yeah.
You use a roller to get the ink on there?
No, yeah. No, I actually
Blot,
the first
blot and
one I did
stamp.
like that.
Okay,
It's a pad, so I actually had this up and then tap the pad
okay.
onto it.
Tappy tap, tap, tap.
Yippee, yip. Here's your
Yeah,
asthma.
here you go. Here's your asthma. Enjoy the noises, everybody. I want to be grating cheese and cutting onions for the next hour. Oh yeah, look at that little beauty. I like
My little
that.
Mab Lab.
Yeah, the Mab Lab bunny rabbit demon cat. I like it because it's cute and like nefarious at the same time. That image, it's like little Donnie Darko vibe.
My little buddy.
Hey,
Yep,
little
yep.
buddy,
Yep.
beautiful.
It's like one of my vector designs that I built. It's
Yeah.
like kind of it's based on the jackalope,
Oh, the jackalope.
which is my
I mean,
little
do you ever
buddy.
do taxidermy? You ever done any taxidermy?
No, but you know who has, surprisingly?
Who?
Ansa.
Oh, really? Oh, I could see that. All right. That's a witchy thing.
Oh no! Your Mab Labs pin fell off. I'll get you another one very soon.
There you go.
Yes, and whenever we
This
talk
is how
about
you guys get
taxidermy,
free
I'll do that.
stuff.
I know, actually. I
You just say,
include a
"Oh."
Mab Labs or a Mab pin in most
Oh.
things.
Yeah, okay. Here's a question I have for you. Do you I find I cannot help but include extras in boxes I ship to people. And then other
Every
people are
time.
like, I know.
Every time.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm
As-
wondering
I
like
do the shipping
how
for Nat 21,
ridiculous am I
everyone.
being? Yes, everyone. But I love there was a microphone company I used for years, electronics company called Sweetwater. And they were based
I know,
there.
and they give you candy. They give you candy.
And I never stopped using them because of that. Because almost not every box, but almost every box of equipment I ordered from them was a little bag of Sweetwater candies. And I was like, oh my, you guys got my business. And so I'm trying to recreate that with here's a sticker, here's a personal handwritten note, here's a little phone holder you didn't expect, but I threw it in there. You glue it together, but there you go. Yes, always just like your pens, same sort of thing. I love throwing things in.
Pins and stickers.
Yeah.
I think I got some stickers handy. But
yeah, I want to make the perfect thing, but you kind
one
of
perfect thing.
One perfect thing. One perfect thing is all we ask everybody out there. Oh yeah, yeah. You just gotta throw them in. Yeah, I see those jackalopes. Oh yeah. So I do have a jackalope. My brother in his shop. He has a shop up above his garage. The actual shop I'm in right now was the shop he built. My dad and him built for him when he was living at this house and they had their first baby and stuff. And so he moved out. He has now over his whole garage is a shop. Like he custom built his house and that whole area was built as his shop, which is great. And then I inherited this shop. But he has a jackalope, taxidermy jackalope in that shop that used to be my grandfather's. So it's great. It's a little rabbit head with these little horns. Love it.
Well, I do jackalope rescue and rehabilitation. I do have my little jackalope buddy, Mr. Bun.
Oh.
I'll bring him out. Well,
Yeah.
not tonight, but
yeah. Eventually. But he's a real
not
like you
come
just
to events.
He's real? Yes, he's real.
He's real. Of course he's
Who
real.
am I kidding?
I do get a lot of kids asking.
Is he
Is
real?
it real? I'm like, yes, it is real. It exists in 3 dimensions in time and space. Of course it's real.
And the kids don't get it, but the parents have a little smirk and they're like, my smart ass kid finally got put in this place.
They love it. And I've actually been places where I was, I brought out Mr. Bun as, part of street entertainment, and I'm in costume as Mab, the fancy Mab, White Mab. And I've got the jackalope and the kids. And I'm like, okay, let them sniff your hand. Okay, he sniffs their little hand. I'm like, you can touch his nose if you want, and they'll pet his nose. and it's a soft mount taxidermy, so he's malleable. And
Yeah.
was inspired by the Rocky the Raccoon gag from
I know that raccoon.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
And I met a soft mount taxidermist, and I was like, "Can you make this, but it's a jackalope?" And she's like,
Oh, great.
"Yeah." She was great. And yeah, and I was like at a coffee shop after the gig, and I hear the two adults talking to each other, swearing that it was actually alive.
Oh, perfect. That's a testament to your puppeteering. Yes.
The girl likes the puppets, so
Your
I
girl
don't know what
likes
to tell
the
you about that.
I don't know either. Yeah. Let's just let that one sit.
Oh my goodness, Louie. We have successfully wasted 2 hours.
Yeah, well done, everybody. Well done. I hope everybody out there got a little bit of insight in what goes into our world, creating stuff and making everything. That's what these are for. And then you're going to continue on with these Mab Labs, right? So you're saying this is going to be a little more frequent.
Every Thursday, first Thursday of the month.
Great.
Is Mab Labs.
Oh, great.
Second Thursday of the month is the in between, which is I don't know if you've heard about this.
Yes, yeah, the in between.
And it's next. So that's next Thursday at 8 o'clock is the in between, and that's where the in between worlds opens its doors, and we meet characters from any game ever. Nat 21 Adventures, Gothic Horror Gaming, your local D&D, anybody. And then
Mr. Monopoly could show up because he's a game character.
He's a game character.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
All right.
So it has been a pleasure and a thrill. You're right. I forgot to go on. Third Thursday of the month is our Patreon Saints game, where if you're subscribed at the Saints tier on our Patreon, and I suppose I could do the thing where I do an exclamation point and say Patreon.
Oh, let me see.
The whole
oh my
gosh. Pop up. I don't know.
You're good. Yeah, it did.
And so that's where Autumn Ingenue runs a game, and I'm not sure where we are. I didn't see last week's or last month's episode, but you get a once a month game, part of the perks being a Patreon thing. Fourth, or I should say the last, because this month we have a bonus Thursday. I'm not sure what's going in that bonus Thursday. This month we have 5 Thursdays.
I think you put a ghost in there. Ghosts are cool.
We'll put a ghost. Yeah. But the last Thursday of the month is the Madame Ansa does her tarot.
Perfect. Oh, this is great. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's heading off into the next few months. Usually that's the scheduling. There's a few months of scheduling at a time. We know what's going on, and everybody gathers the horses again, gets together, and figures out what the next few months are. It does sound like great times.
Yeah, I am loving this channel. Where are we going with this? We're ever onwards and upwards.
Yay!
Such an adventure.
On to adventure.
Thank you again so much.
Thank you, Mab. Wonderful.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep.
Thank you, Mab. You're great, and everything you do is magical. And thank you, everybody out there. It's been great to see you. We'll see you next Tuesday. And now take it away, Mab. I'm going to be quiet for the rest of this. And goodbye, everybody.
Thanks so much again, everyone. It was a pleasure, and I will see you soon in the very near future. Keep making it.